I'm exposing the truth about everything through my deep learning AI research library that has worldwide distribution to world leaders, the world elite so-called. And who's directing your life? Who's directing my life? May not be the same. I'm on a mission from God. That's what I'm about. I've been doing this for a while now, and I'm going to take us out to the beach. I'm here at the end of Sea Mountain Highway in Cherry Grove, South Carolina. I wanted to grab my other glove here. It's a little chilly. It's in the mid-50s. It'll be approaching 70 degrees today. Should be pretty nice. There will be a lot of, now this is the off season, so it's free parking here. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this a bit different. One of the points that I want to bring up is the Bible.com is God's Word in all the major languages. That's really important. That's the most important truth. No matter how many of the actual conspiracies you get right, if you miss the one about the Creator taking up flesh, dwelling among us, and being crucified for exposing the truth about everything that really mattered, then you miss big. Okay, so that's why I do this. If you think I've missed something or have something wrong, you can give me a call, send me a text, put it in a comment if you care to. So in a few minutes, the sun should appear from this vantage point. We live on a stationary level Earth with the sun, moon, and stars moving above us. That's the reality. That's the observable reality. That's the truth about cosmology. We don't live on a globe spinning, wobbling, and gyrating. The reason why I keep bringing that up, there are people that come across my channel that are maybe unfamiliar with that. So I'm wanting people to be aware of that reality. So rather than the Bible just being a list of do's and don't, commands and thou shalt and shall not, it's important to know the reality of the need to be born again, and then to recognize whether or not that's actually happened for the individual who believes it's important. There's a whole bunch of God haters that believe it's irrelevant. They want to do their own thing. Okay, have it your way. So who are you serving? Is it a self-serve? You serving yourself? Are you serving Satan or the Almighty? That would be an awkward question to ask somebody face to face. Like if you were if I knew exactly who I was talking to in a one-to-one, that can be so awkward. People don't want to hear it, especially if they're spreading Jesus all over what they do. I know people that are having adulterous affairs that are spreading Jesus all over what they do. Are they actually born again, or is it their own wishful thinking? I don't know. We've got snake oil salesmen and charlatans that have been selling the gospel, not freely giving it away, but they're also selling or promoting another gospel. It's not the biblical gospel. They're making it up. Whatever it takes to fill the sanctuary and make ends meet for the salaries and the operating expenses. And they may be justifying it that they're doing the Lord's work, They may be doing Satan's work. I don't decide. I'm not the judge. That's not in my wheelhouse. That's above my pay grade. However, how this works out, if somebody is claiming to be a representative for the Almighty and they're living a life that doesn't reflect that, there's a problem. It's not a problem with me. It's a problem with them. The Bible says that for those that claim to be Christian, that they should examine themselves and see if they're in the faith. Are they actually born of the Spirit? Or, like I say, is it their own wishful thinking? I don't know. That's between them or between you and the Almighty. Let me see here. So as I was coming on out here today, I saw, I still view him as a friend. I've known him for years. He owns a bar, a restaurant and bar, a tavern that serves food. He told me I was an idiot years ago. After my interaction with him today, he probably still thinks that. I don't know. I told him he has a beautiful white car, Cadillac, and I said, have you noticed the black dust all over it? He said, yeah, it's because I park in the parking garage. I said, well, maybe. It's on mine too, and it's, I believe, graphene. And when that gets trapped in the mucous membrane and we swallow it and it hits the hydrochloric acid, it crosses over the blood-brain barrier and connects people to the cloud, to the internet, to the quantum supercomputers and mind control. Hey, sounds kind of weird. I was sitting right in front of this building over here doing a live stream of sunrise or sunset when I had wondered, I wonder what kind. I opened up my laptop, my MacBook Pro, and I could see all kinds of signals that were locked. They had the lock on them. And I had been wondering this for a while. What kind of effect do those signals, the Wi-Fi, the cellular, do they have on us? Well, welcome to reality. They have a lot of effect on humanity. How much effect do they have on me or you? May differ. It depends on what's in the petri dish of our lives. I was up a little before midnight tonight to get ready to come out here. That's kind of how I do it. I get about 4 to 5 hours of sleep a day. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on what's going on. There's a lot going on, actually. So then, rather than creating a robotoid or a robot like a Tesla bot, just imagine this system that can put technology in the food, water, and air and hack humanity with quantum supercomputers. It's happening. I'll wear the lanyard like that, or it's easier because with the different, how would I say, the wardrobe changes from no shirt to wearing a shirt to a coat. Black or charcoal is easy to work with. I like that. It's I believe, a professional look. The car is quite a billboard as it is. It's not just about me getting around economical. I'm averaging about 50 miles per gallon with the Prius. I really love the car. It's changed the way I get to do what I get to do. And what you're looking at with the reflection there is some pretty flat water. The tide's going out for another 3 hours or so. The moon was high in the sky. Let me show you what it looks like right now. Can't see it. I'll look for it and then I'll whip this on up there and show you. It works great, like clockwork. So my research library encompasses what really matters, the truth about everything that really matters. And if you have a question that you don't want to put in a comment, you can give me a call. I just wanted to let you know too that I'm not very big on having a long chat texting. What I will do is send my research library or my YouTube channel. I'm sending my YouTube channel, sharing it more than just the one playlist, because there's so much more on there that I believe is worthy of your consideration and all of humanity. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, you're there. Klaus Schwab, Dr. Evil, you're there too. The world leaders, the world wars are typically based on deception, and so is the perception of the monetary system and how it actually works. They create money out of thin air. Those controlling this simulated reality. There's this me that you're looking at right now. However, unless you're looking at me directly with your eyes, like the people walking down the beach, not too many of them, what you're looking at is a simulation of it. A digital capture, transmission, and storage, and potentially censorship of it. Could be. I have to be rather careful on what I say because it will be viewed as medical misinformation. I've been running with Truth is Live. That's just the automatic prompt that comes up, and people want to see what I have to say today. There you go. It confirms that it's a live stream. A recording could have been done whenever. How would you know? So I've captured the sun appearing in the clouds over there, about 4 miles up the beach, northeast of here. This is a south-facing beach right here. North Carolina is right up there, about 5 miles away or so. This is the body of water that covers the face of the earth. It all connects. And just to let you know, the 8 inches per mile squared, that is the mathematical equation to find the curvature if it existed, would mean there would be over 350 miles of curvature between here and the west coast. That's west there. Southwest over there. About 2,500 miles away or so. You can run the math on it if you want. If somebody's claiming to be a biblical expert, a theologian, and they're globing it, they're deceived on that. Could be a lot more. I believe in another very unpopular reality, and that would be the doctrine of election, meaning the Almighty chooses who goes to heaven and hell. He makes it possible only for his children. It's not just anybody that wants to slip their hand up embarrassingly after they got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, or they just ran out of excuses and ran out of lies. So I thought I was born again in 1982, until I actually was in 2014. That was a big lapse of time with a lot of full-time Christian ministry and voluntary ministry involved in all that. Homeschooling dad, a leader in our church of men's groups, I worked at the Rawhide Boys Ranch in New London, Wisconsin for 11 years, and then I volunteered and selected to lead men's groups and character development classes at Christ the Rock Community Church in Menasha. All the while buying, fixing up, and selling houses for a substantial profit. It's one of the reasons I get to do this today. I'm not floating around in a lot of money. I have to be real careful how I live, that I don't just squirt it away on unnecessary things. So there are people that will try and reach out to me because I'm articulate and handsome and whatnot, thinking that maybe I've got a bunch of crypto investment. Not so. And I don't have a bunch of money to give away to people that need money. I could use help myself. God provides me what I need. I'm working on a proactive, reaching out to people that can make a difference as well for others. A lot of them aren't going to do what I do. They're not going to have a truth mobile and hand out cards and send the Bible link all around the world and have millions of occurrences of my research library going to the power structure of the world. They're not going to do it. I will. Yes, I will. Oh, there's the moon right there. It's going to be really hard to see, but I'll see if I can show you. It's a little sliver right in the middle of the view. Maybe you can see that there. Yeah, there it is, right there. It's in the atmosphere, along with the sun. That friend of mine that I talked to today told me what the temperature of the sun was like 8 years ago. Said they're lying about landing on the moon. That's all a hoax. That was before I knew that they were lying about the flat Earth or the globe Earth. The globalists have the global lie that I'm exposing. And suppressed technology, mind control, the world central bank, the financial system, the medical, military, financial, and informational industrial complexes. They all work together. They're all connected. If somebody talks about all the different things that are conspiratorial, well, by golly, they'll be considered a candidate for drugging and hospitalization. Those bastards. I'm telling on them. I've got proof of what I talk about. Now, these aren't my opinions. These are beliefs. They're truth with proof to supporting data that's all across my research library. The reason why I've got my name there like that and phone number is it's like computer code that's unique to me. Okay, and there could be deep fakes of me and there could be fake profiles of me. If you hear or see something that looks uncharacteristically Robert Forsch, the truth guy, feel free to reach out and let me know. Send me a link to what you found that looks suspicious. I would appreciate it. So we live in a big petri dish with a lot of digital distraction and a lot of just the distraction, it could be, of the beauty and majesty of creation. I believe it's like a focal point of reality. And then there's the digital world, the fakery, the computer fakery, the deep fakes, and the technological enslavement of humanity. It's more than radio, TV, and magazine programming. It's way more than that. It includes that, but there's more to it than that. There's equipment on cell towers or water towers that are also cell towers. That's part of the mesh network that Skynet operates in. You can look it up if you care to. Any of this you can look up. So I've got a really good memory and remember where stuff is. I move it around a lot. My landing video on my channel is called Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. And what I've done with that is I've put the information in the form of hyperlinks that I can't really talk about much here. Otherwise, the video and or my channel could be removed without any notification, without any additional strikes. I'm currently being shadow banned, hidden. I don't have I've got less than, right now, about 4,700 public subscribers, but there could be people with my page bookmarked, so that it doesn't show up. They might be thinking they're flying under the radar. But the reality is this system of control basically knows all of our keystrokes, what we do, what we actually believe based on what we do. There's pretty accurate predictive programming, predicting what people will do based on their history, where they go, what they say. Our phones listen to us, all the smart devices listen to us, all of that. And then apparently there's thought reading technology. Can project thoughts into people's heads. Don't need to necessarily hire crisis actors when they can just go ahead and create a Manchurian candidate, so to speak. Mind control them and get them to do stuff they wouldn't normally do against their own judgment, better judgment, that kind of thing. None of us know what we don't know. I keep learning stuff throughout my life. I'm a lifelong learner. I did really good in school. I did go to college, studied a lot of important topics, psychology, sociology, and that's normally characteristic of people questioning their reality. And that was me. And then I got busy with raising a family and trying to survive through all this stuff going on. So I'm 62 now, born in 1961. And I remember even being in a crib. And I remember the movie The Time Machine, The Twilight Zone, a lot of this stuff when it came out first. And what I didn't know about the Vietnam War and all the different battles that were going on and in that, I remember I had G.I. Joes and I played with them. And the Erector set, the steel, the metal set that you could build things with. I was good with my hands and I enjoyed playing with things like that and building. And what I found out is a lot of what I was told as true was not true. One of the big ones would be the whole Santa Claus mythos. Almost everybody that I've asked the question, did you believe in Santa Claus? And they'll say, yeah, of course, when I was a child. Yeah, me too. Me too. Now that I've all grown up, I found out that they lied about a lot more. Much, much more. It serves their purpose. So they'll cause a situation where the parents are scrambling to try and make a living, and then they put their children into a daycare center, and then government schooling for the official government-approved narrative. And then they co-opt the churches and the homeschooling curricula creators, and promote lies in their official narrative. Man, they're really good at this, deception. So 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 says to everybody forever, they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a strong delusion. So people are going to believe the lie they apparently want to believe, and God is going to help them to do it. He'll use Satan and his children, the fallen angels, to accomplish what he intends to do. And part of that is to prove the impossibility of anybody being able to figure this out on their own. It's not going to happen. They can't do it. Nobody can. I didn't. Nobody does. If we could do it, we wouldn't need a savior. Hey, good to see you. This is a sea level liquid mirror. People reflect off of the water, the clouds reflect off of the water, but the thing with the people, they reflect off of their lives, past, present, future. There's some paradigms that ring true to me. One of them is that fear, an acronym for fear, can also be false evidence appearing real. The reason why I'm not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth is because, well, that I believe what I'm going to hear is well done, good and faithful servant. Not because of what I did, it's because of what he did and what he does through me. It's not like I try and do stuff that I believe he wants me to do and then say, I hope you like it. It's more of me intimately knowing as best I can his word to recognize, and him personally, so I can recognize what I'm supposed to do. If I believe I should do something I know for sure is a sin, I'm thinking that would be something else, more like a temptation. He's not going to direct me to sin. I met a man up here, parked his semi, said it was the first time he had ever been next to the ocean. He was like 67 years old. On a busy year, there will be 20 million guests that come to the Grand Strand here in South Carolina. It's approximately 60 miles of sand, oceanfront. Look how beautiful that is. See the symmetry of the reflection? Let me just back up a little bit. Yeah, I noticed when I moved back, the reflection was quite a bit different. Notice the symmetry there. It's pretty amazing. I'll go back a little bit, show you. I've got a lot of photos on the Facebook. You can see thousands of them of this area. And there's memes as well. One of the things that is so wonderful about biblical cosmology is it's totally provable for those that have eyes to see. There's a veritable kaleidoscope of conspiracy theories that are designed to hide the actual conspirators and how they do what they do. And then there's reality all around us. Can we recognize it? Only with divine intervention. That's the only way it's going to happen. People can't see it without God's help. They may think they can. They may think themselves really brilliant. They may be conflating financial prosperity or worldwide recognition as somehow validating what they're about, what they do, and what they say, and it's wrong about that. The truth isn't based on popular opinion. It's not popular, nor is it an opinion. It's simply the reality. The truth and reality are interchangeable. Reality exposes the global lie. Reality exposes the globalists. They're real good at hiding how they do what they do. They'll put it right in plain sight. The all-seeing eye in the pyramid on the back of the dollar bill. How about that? And our so-called elected officials are more selected, and they do the bidding for the banksters that run the world, basically. And the monetary system is a big Ponzi scheme. By definition, I believe it fits that definition of a Ponzi scheme. It's supported by military might, largely. And a lot of people in the United States here are maybe thinking we live in such a great country. I'm glad to be here. It gives me an opportunity to do what I do. I can tell you that our conduct worldwide of technological and military tyranny is exploiting, and financial tyranny is taking money out of all of our pockets worldwide through inflation, the devaluation of our purchasing power, and then creating weapons of war to kill innocent people for false pretense. It's not even a defensive situation for the most part. There's an offense that's going on. You can hear Jonathan Perkins wrote a book, The Confessions of an Economic Hitman, and then Whitney Webb talks about a lot of the shadow government, Grace from Really Graceful, Truth Stream Media, all of these different channels and outlets that are exposing the truth. I've got them on my channel. My main playlists have 10,000 videos or so, and my featured channels cover a lot. They made all of my added playlists to my library private. It basically hit over 100,000 videos from other people. If you like a channel and the creators of that channel, you can go there and then find the playlists that they've created. Those are corpuscular rays shooting out there from the clouds. I should say from the sun, and as they go through the clouds. Rather pretty. And that reflection off of the water is like a laser beam. If it had a big hump there, it wouldn't look like that. The surface of undisturbed, unmanipulated water is flat and level. That's a fact, Jack, whether you like it or not. We've got a bullseye bubble level. That means it's level. And if it were spinning, wobbling, and gyrating, it wouldn't look like that. Look at the symmetry of that light blasting off of there. Pretty cool, isn't it? And a lot of people still have the perspective of, what does it matter what the shape of the earth is? It's not about that. It's about the truth. It's about the truth that they're lying about the most important realities of our life, like where we live, when we live. The way the whole world works is a mystery to most, and they might think they've got a good bead on it, like they've figured it out. Oh well, I'm doing what I can to help people make an informed choice on their eternity based on reality, instead of a lot of fiction, science fiction and otherwise. So I'm going to make this obvious so you can consider it. Let me take this out of my deal here. Okay, so okay, so there's my bubble level. Okay, I just tossed it on the beach. Let me level it out. Okay. That's right in the middle. And the sun is going to do this today. And that bubble will be there the whole time, right in the middle. How would that be possible if we were spinning forward in that direction over 1,000 miles an hour? It's not happening. It's one of the things you can know for sure. You might go, for gosh sakes, he's right. I know I'm right. That's why I'm telling you. There's a lot of mystery with this world. That's not one of them for me. I know for a fact, whoops, sorry about that. I know for a fact they're lying about that. Ah, yes. Aren't they adorable? The little sandpipers. They know exactly what to do. It's the people that have such trouble. So rather than handing the Almighty a to-do list with what I want Him to do with my life and the rest of the world, I simply wanted to find out what He created me to do. What were the good works that He prepared in advance for me to do? That's what I wanted to know. You can read about it. The doctrine of election, predestination. So the Almighty either causes it or allows it to happen. People don't like that. Too bad. Too bad for them. Look at the crepuscular rays, the angled rays of the sun going back to the light source that is local. You can go on my channel and see the local sun. It's got over 1 million views. In other iterations through the Facebook groups and that. I'm talking then about the satanic mind control. Been talking about it the whole time. In fact, I was talking about it even before I was born again. I just was doing it in my own strength. This is different now. So I have direction and protection, eternal security in Christ. Because of what He did, not because of what I do. Faith without works is dead. It's non-existent. You can read about it in James. And once I saw the doctrine, the reality of God choosing, predestination, well, I couldn't unsee it any more than I could go back to believing other lies. So when I'm talking about lies, there's a lot of people that believe in the free, we would call them, or I would, free willies. They're believing in the free will that you can just decide to be a child of God. That's as ridiculous as choosing who your parents would be. We don't choose stuff like that. I didn't make up the rules. I didn't make any of this up. The Almighty did. He created this earth realm that we live in, and he's got commandments, and he's got a book that he authored, and men transcribed it. You can read the story. It's the Bible. I believe the book of Enoch is definitely God's word as well, and you can hear it on my channel if you want. You can read it if you want. I've got the narrated version of it, audio, and Behold a Pale Horse by Bill Cooper. You can check that out too. That's over 12 hours to listen to in its entirety. I believe Bill Cooper said that they took it out of some of the bookstores because it was the most stolen book in their history. People would go in there and steal it because they didn't want the system to know that they had bought it. Wow, how pretty is that? Now, we couldn't see that if I was out driving around in the car, in the Truthmobile. So there's a lot of health benefits with the sun. We can clean and power the world with water. You can hear Stanley Meyer talking about the water car and the technology that he discovered and developed to molecularly shatter the bond between oxygen and hydrogen. And you can cook with it, heat with it, run a car on it, create electricity with it. There's more energy in a gallon of water than a gallon of gasoline. Did you know that? Most people don't. Isn't that something? And then magnet motors. Troy Reed and the magnet motor car. You can see him on my channel. He had a little 12-volt battery. He'd get the car, a little Geo Metro, I believe it was. He'd get it going and it would just keep on going. Didn't need a big battery. I know a lot of people are complaining about electric cars and, oh, we don't have enough electricity. We've got plenty of energy. It's all around us. It's just that there's etheric energy, which is 0-point energy, and the people living in a prison for their mind don't get it. They can't get it. It's real. It's just suppressed technology. Some of them will say, well, make one of them. I said they kill the people that make them. I'm just exposing that reality that that technology has been developed and suppressed. So even Stanley Meyer has said he was making over $1 million a year, moving over $20 million a year of product. He was an entrepreneur, inventor, worked with NASA, the Pentagon, the DOD, and what he said is they determined that his technology was an issue of national security and it was out of his control what they were going to do with it. Well, I think we can see what they did with it. They shelved it. They'll use it for secret projects and kill anybody that develops it. Other people have died around that too. And Joseph Newman with his technology, with the same kind of technology, it's accessing etheric energy, the magnetism, and the field of energy that's all around us. So there you go. It's a lot to consider. Shadows are long in the morning, based on relative position of the sun and the objects causing the shadow. Let's see, what was another There's another inventor I wanted to bring up as well. Troy Reed. Oh, how could I didn't forget Nikola Tesla. I didn't learn about him in school. I learned about him when I found out that they were lying about almost everything. Nikola Tesla is suppressed technology. I've got lots of documentaries about him and how they basically suppressed his technology. Now we've got that temperature differential. See the boat in the middle, the shrimp boat in the middle of the view there? And the fog all around. Temperature differentials drive the water cycle of the world. That's how it works. Now there's there's the moon right in the middle of the view there. I'm going to see if I can zoom in on it. It's just a little sliver. Works great. That's what it does. I have got zoomed in video with craters visible on the moon. You could go to the video category of my channel and see a lot of zoomed in videos of the stars. Not so many stars, but the sun and the moon and some stars, and ships that apparently disappear, but I bring them back into view with high-powered magnification. That right there is rain happening right there. And I live about 4 miles away, right over there. So I want to thank you all for your public and private encouragement. The situation I wanted to touch on with ChatGPT, it reinforces the official lies. Talks about conspiracy theories. When I ask specifics about these conspiracy realities, they say you need to go to a trusted source. Well, good luck with that. I've got some trusted sources in my research library. The challenge with that is they kill them. The system kills them either physically and or digitally. Edits books, takes it out of the public stream of information. It's just what they do. Let's see, I think I just want to walk on up there and show you a different view. Just backing up a bit. So I talk a lot about my personal detox, bathing in reverse osmosis drinking water with a tablespoon of each of the following: electrolytes, boron, baking soda, sea salt, magnesium sulfate. The sea salt is a full spectrum from a vintage deposit in Utah. Redmond is very good. And then a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and 7 drops of each of the 2-part chlorine dioxide. Water purification. It can come in real handy if you've got swamp water. You need to you want to kill the parasites in it so you can drink it. So I've got a lot of different ways to desalinate water, and you might want to look into preparation for not being able to get things that you would like to have handy, like food and a way to protect yourself, your family, and all of that. So I believe I'll do this as the end screen. This is Robert Forsch with the truth about everything. Feel free to give me a call, send me a text, or put it in a comment if you think I missed something or have it wrong.